Hey you guys, this is Dawn. Welcome to Gulf Coast October. Some of you guys know that I'm Catholic. Some of you guys also know that I love all kinds of aspects of theology and spiritual systems. I love to meet people where they are. That's just the kind of person I am. And I'm fascinated by all these kinds of things. This is a painting I did for a competition, and this is related to my ancestry. I decided to paint Quasir, and Quasir was created from the chewed up, spit out berries of the gods after the war between the Aesir and the Vanir. He was considered to be the wisest. He was a poet, and it was thought to be that his wisdom was what produced peace. According to lore, the dwarves Filar and Galad didn't like him, so they killed him. And they drained his blood, and they mixed it with honey to make mead. And anyone who drank this would become prolific in poetry and wisdom. He's also connected to making beverages, especially ale. In the States, we could celebrate this with beer, or possibly something made from cranberries to represent the berries chewed up and spat out that manifested his creation. In German, his name means to crush, resulting in juice. It's also related to Kvass, which is a fermented drink of the Slavic people. In this painting, Quasir looks like he's alone, but he's not. He's actually observing those who have gathered, and he's prepared if conflict should break out, but it won't. As we gather with friends and family midwinter, there's a lot of anxiety about whether or not there's going to be peace, because isn't that all that anybody should really want? But not everybody can have that. I believe we all have abilities to overcome if we're given the right information and we see things how they really are. But to a lot, this seems like mysterious and magical. It shouldn't. I know when I'm struggling with things that just seem out of my control, my faith in God comes first, but I also use my God-given gifts. I write music. I write songs and I write lyrics to overcome. Without poetry, we wouldn't have lyrics for songs. There is great peacemaking magic in music and lyrics. This is one of the reasons why Quasir inspires me. If any of this fascinates you, if you're getting a kick out of any of this, I would love it if you would smoosh the like button. It would be really helpful. I'm still a small channel. I've been a small channel forever. I feel like I'm never going to get monetized. It's my passion, though. I love doing this. I decided to illustrate some rune-like bees on the fasteners on his cloak. These bees are a representation of honey. That honey that was mixed with his blood to make the magical concoction that empowered people with the ability to write poetry and be so wise. And according to the tradition, bad people got their hands on this powerful stuff, so they could continue to be bad and do more bad things. Midwinter, where I live, is often represented with the colors red and green. I know we use other colors too. We use blue. There's other celebrations besides things that represent with red and green. But for the most part, I see a lot of red and green. We have evergreen trees and holly berries. However, I chose to paint these ridiculously large hops to represent the color green. The background is red. And then what's in this cup? Is it blood and honey? Is it an intoxicating drink of chewed up, spat out berries? Or is it something with less DNA? So if you notice, I made two huge hops buds. They represent Filar and Galad. Maybe they killed him, but they're behind him now. I was getting to the point in the painting where I wanted to represent poetry. And I was trying to see if there's anything from that tradition that I could represent. I messed up, and when I was Googling things, I found something from a video game. I was so blinded by the deep beauty of this poem from a video game that it went over my head that that's where it came from. So later you will see that I paint over this, and I decide that even though this was inspired by Quasir, I decide to go with my own God-given talents, my own lyrics, my own songs. Even though it's from this game called God of War, Ragnarok, I still want to read it because it's beautiful. Alone yet together, close yet apart. Our long scarves a tether, cooperation and art. Speak without word, quest through the land, glide like a bird, draw names in the sand. It's so beautiful. Yes, these are actual runes that I'm drawing within the seams of the cloak and around the border of the painting. I will leave the names of and the meanings of these specific runes in the description box. I do not know how to pronounce all of these properly, so I'm not going to attempt it. but I can tell you they represent things like communication, creativity, harmony and teamwork, energy and abundance, challenges, these are things we overcome, protection, defense and conflict, mysteries and magical abilities, peace, prosperity, fruitful harvest, mankind, including friends and enemies, and heirloom, land of birth. I think of being homesick. Hence the name of my channel, Gulf Coast October. I also think of my ancestry. I'm mostly Germanic. My great-grandparents came to the States from Austria. They spoke German. I'm also Slavic. I'm also Scottish. I'm a little bit Irish, a lot less than what I was raised up to believe I am, and I'm a little bit Spaniard. I love knowing the history of the people where I came from. Within my own family, poetry has always been a big deal, so I decided to use lyrics from the song I wrote called Darkest Closer. I got rid of the other thing because it's not for me as beautiful as it was, and I decided to use my own poetry. If you haven't got a chance to see that video or hear that song yet, I'll leave a link in the description, and I'll leave some more links as well. During the season, no matter how you celebrate or what you're into, what you believe in, I wish you peace and wisdom.
I know we're too far apart. The pieces of my heart are hanging out here in the dark. It's closer than you are.
Why does that sound so good? When everybody's trying to please me, shush! I don't care about no commercial, shush! What is this? Million miles and I will live it out to where the down boys go. It's so lonely when you don't even know yourself. It's so lonely. So lonely when you don't even know yourself. So lonely. Isn't this Pasco pen working? Why do they never work? Such a ripoff. They got honest about these pens. Whenever people they sponsor them in their videos, they're like, sponsored by Pasco. And Pasco pens are great. And they paint over, you can paint over paint. And you can do all this stuff. And no, you can't. There's no one home in my house of pain.
Hey guys, this is Dawn. Welcome to Gulf Coast Talk. No.